Hey guys, if you like the content, please be sure to like the videos and subscribe to the channel. Thanks. Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, and we're doing a Born of the Gods Swiss draft. I've drafted a couple good decks in my last two videos, and I've gone 1-2, so I've been doing really bad with good decks. So maybe I should just draft a bad deck and do good? No, I don't think so. So we've opened Faded Intervention, which is a card I like a lot. I also like Fanatic of Xenagos, Sudden Storm, Chorus. There's some good stuff in here. Fanatic's very good. I think I'm just going to go with the rare. Yes, it's super deep green, but I actually like green a lot in this format because of Karametra's favor and Nylea's presence. I've started to open up a little bit more to allowing myself to do 3+ color decks. If and in order to do that and effectively, you really want to be in green, in my opinion, just for the color fixing cards. But yeah, we'll take Faded Intervention. Doesn't lend itself well to multicolor, but it's such a powerful effect. I really do like that card a lot. All right, follow-up pick. What's the best card in this pack? I'm a huge Oracle's Insight fan. I've done just broken stuff with this card. If you use it more than once, like if they don't answer your guy, it literally takes the entire game over. Unravel the Aether is fine. It's main deckable. It's a good removal spell. Nyxborn Triton's a card I like a lot. Nullify I like. I think we're going to go with the Oracle's Insight. It's the strongest card in here. And I love that card. Very cool card. Very good with Inspired as well. If you put it on a Sphinx's Disciple, it's not even fair. It's not even fair. Okay, so third pick. I've got a couple good red and black cards here. Also have the Satyr Nyxsmith, which is cool. Nullify, which is good. Crone Skyguard, which is quite good. Nothing for green, though. Okay, so strongest card in the pack is probably a Crone Skyguard. Asphyxiate and Searing Blood, like I said, also very good. Blue-black is a strategy I like quite a bit. I guess we could just take the Asphyxiate. At that point, we're pretty much getting out of the Faded Intervention ground, but actually that's not even true because we could still go green-black easily. So I kind of want the removal spell here, and then we can decide later. I could just take the Nullify, which is good, but it's certainly not the best card remaining in this pack. I do like Nullify, though. I mean, I'm not opposed to it, but I think for now we're just going to take the best cards. We're going to see what wheels. Asphyxiate is a very nice card to have. So I'm going to snatch this one up and continue to go. See what comes up. Okay. Pretty good white cards in here. Bolt of Keranos might be assigned for red. But then we're really branching out. Mischief and Mayhem is cool. It doesn't look like this is a deck that's going to want to do it, but it's probably too early to tell. What's the strongest card in this pack? I mean, it's Bolt of Keranos by a mile, followed by probably Mischief and Mayhem, Skirmisher. I'd never do black-red. Getting an Asphyxiate and a Bolt of Keranos to start it off might be a good reason to try and do that. Otherwise, if I'm continuing to do black-green, probably take the Snake or the Mischief, but they're not as good. They're just not, straight up not as good as Bolt of Keranos. I'm going to take the Bolt. We're going to see if this pans out okay. Fourth pick Bolt might be a good sign red's open from this direction. I mean, that is a high pick. Believe you me, that is a high pick. Okay. So we've got Fearsome Temper here, as well as Faded Infatuation. A lot of color-intensive spells we're seeing here. Nothing is really striking my eye here besides the Faded Infatuation. Fearsome Temper is a good card, but it totally is not lending itself to what we're currently doing, which is 4-color intensity. Let's just take the Faded Infatuation in case we end up blue. We're still trying to figure out what color we are is the main thing here. Okay, so there's some decent red cards in here. Perhaps we can go red-blue. Thunderbrute is a good finisher. Rollicker is usually good in any deck, regardless of whether you're early or late, just because Bestow and Heroic work so well. Does look like a couple playable black cards, nothing good. Red is the best stuff in here remaining. So it could be maybe red-blue. I mean, I'm not afraid to just continue to branch out until we see what's open. Because it does look, I mean, Setessan Oathsworn for the green is cool too, but I'm going to go with the Thunder Brute. It's expensive, but I do like that card. I think it's good. Okay, so, Fated Return is the strongest card in here. By a mile, actually. Nothing else in here is really good. Forsaken Drifters is playable, but not exciting. Fated Return, I think we're just going to take it because black-blue could still be a possibility, depending on what's wheeling here. Okay. Definitely red cards, so maybe black-red is the route we want to go. And if black-red is the route we want to go, perhaps we want to take the Ashiok's Adept. Could also do the Cyclops of One-Eyed Pass, or a second Thunder Brute. But I think we're going to take the Ashiok's Adept. Yeah, it looks like red's open. That's cool. Okay, let's take the Kragma Butcher. Maybe red-black is what we're going to do here. Whims of the Fate, I don't think so. A little bit too expensive and weird. Let's take the Necrobite, because it's good. Alright, good. We're seeing some good cards here. Could just end up... Maybe we want to hide... why don't we just stick to the red-black now? Okay, so we can do Reckless Reveler, or we can do Cyclops of One-Eyed Pass. I mean, I do want some 2-drops. Cyclops a better blocker. I think Cyclops probably lends itself a little bit better to what we're doing, which is a little bit more of a slow and steady deck. Scouring Sands, we can play it. Probably hurts the aggro decks pretty good. Cut the Claim of Erebos. Okay, so pretty safe in saying red's open. Black might not be super open, but we got some decent picks in it. Fated Return and Asphyxiate are playable. We're not doing, it doesn't look like we're doing an aggressive red-black, and red-black typically is best for Minotaurs, which we currently only have one of. But who knows? Perhaps we'll be able to make this work. Alright, can take the Grey Merchant. It's early enough. Absolutely. It can also take Titan Strength or the Minotaurs. I think we just want the Grey Merchant, though. We're mid-rangey, so if we can just hold off our opponent long enough to get some Grey Merchants online, especially if we get them in multiples, you can really go to town on people. So let's just hook it up with the first pick Grey Merchant pretty happily. Okay, follow-up pick. Skull Cleaver's fine, but not for this deck, I don't think. Titan Strength, same sort of thing. I think we want the Baleful Eidolon. It buys us time, allows us time to get our fatties online. I kind of want a Fated Return a Grey Merchant at some point. We'll see if that happens. But yeah, Baleful Eidolon's a great card, especially for what we're trying to do. Okay, I can get behind that. Next, Disciple is fine. It's going to help feed our Grey Merchant as well as pick apart our opponent's hands. I actually like Scholar a lot. If that tables, I'm considering... you can pick it and splash for it. That's the beauty of Scholar. You just have to... in my opinion, it's very much worth the splash if you're heavy black, which we are, or could be. So if we're heavy black, it's just nice to splash white and then get this awesome little 1/4 stick that, you know, does huge little incremental life-changing. I like it. Let's take Disciple. Okay. Disciple number 2 is probably fine. Tormented Hero is cool too, but just not for this deck. Yeah, let's go deeper on Disciple. You can really pick your opponent's hand apart with it, which is good. All right. Two-Headed Cerberus, not all that good, but nothing else is really standing out to me, so I guess we can take the Cerberus. Yeah, unfortunately, not all that good for us. All right, Sip of Hemlock's good, though. And Burnished Heart would be fine as well, just to get a little bit of ramp, but Sip of Hemlock definitely the choice here. Okay, Cutthroat Maneuver's fine. It doesn't lend itself super well to a strategy like this, I think, but what I like about it is we actually have high power, a couple high power guys. So it operates like a combat trick. You get the added bonus of being able to heroic trigger sometimes, even double striking with it. Lifelink is sweet. Kragma Butcher, untapping, getting bigger. We could find a use for it in a pinch, I'm sure. There's a Kragma Work Hauler, so we'll take that. That's fine. Currently do not have much in the way of Minotaurs, just the Butcher, but it seemed like pack 1 was where we were super open for Minotaurs. Or red, excuse me, which has the Minotaurs. And there's still a chance a couple wheel, so we'll take the Lord. All right. We did wheel the Death Bellow, which is fine. It's really not that great for us, but it is a Minotaur, and it can regenerate, so it's certainly the pick here. All right, got another Minotaur. Happily picking up that one, since it's that would be a really good turn progression with the Warcaller. Okay, we did table the Scholar, so I am going to take it, and there's a very real possibility we splash for the Scholar if I can make that work. We're definitely taking Flesh Mad Steed here, get some more early stuff. I hate the Asphodel Wanderer, but I guess we'll take it and hide it right away. Same with Sable. Currently, so we've got 4 Minotaurs now. That's not terrible. This deck is looking pretty clunky, but that's okay. Not the end of the world. We've got a couple removal spells, some tricks. This deck's certainly interesting. We'll really have to see what happens in pack 3 here. Okay, I think we're just going to double up on the Gray Merchant. We've already got a pretty good little devotion going on for it. Otherwise, it would probably be the Emissary, which I do like a lot. But this strategy, I want the Gray Merchant. I mean, I want Erebus's Emissary too, and the Burnished Heart, as a matter of fact. But I'm just not going to pass Gray Merchants anymore, I don't think. We've got enough devotion where if you can make this get online, you can just win the game with Gray Merchants. Just survivor strategy. Okay. Well, you know how much I love Fire Drinker Satyr. Unfortunately, we are not aggressive. Could take the Skull Cleaver now. It's a Minotaur, so it works with the Kragma Warcaller. Unfortunately, it's just not really in line with what our deck is doing. I almost want the Coordinated Assault more, just because it's very relevant protection spell. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the Coordinated Assault. Might seem strange to you because we've got the Warcaller, but it just doesn't strike me like this deck needs to go heavy Minotaurs to be successful. Like, we've already kind of got a... I've got a different strategy in mind in general for this game. Like, the Warcaller thing is just sort of like a icing on the cake sort of side strategy. I'm not going to devote myself to it because I don't think that this deck would play as effectively as the Minotaur deck should. So we'll take a Coordinated Assault, which I just love a ton. I think it's a great card. Okay, let's double up on Kragma Warcaller. Jeez, this would be a sweet card to splash, huh? Minotaurs for days. We're very likely going to wheel one. Definitely taking the Warcaller now. And there's not too much else for us. Okay. Cutthroat Maneuver 2 is not too exciting, nor is the Scourge Mark really. But Boon of Erebus is a trick. A little bit of protection. It's not terrible. We don't have a ton of Heroic, which makes Scourge Mark a little bit less attractive. Let's take the Boon, just because I like it as a sort of pseudo-protection for Warcaller, or maybe even Gray Merchant, who knows, or any sort of, I don't know, could come in handy. Could take the Opaline Unicorn, but I think we're just going to go with the Pharykis Cure, get some more early removal. Let's start making cuts. Probably don't need to main deck the Scouring Sands, and we probably don't need to main deck Two-Headed Cerberus. If there's a way I can make Scholar work, I'm really going to try. Like, Opaline Unicorn would open me up for that, but I don't feel comfortable passing the Pharykis Cure. It's a little bit too good. Alright, Read the Bones looks to be the only real clear pick for us here. So I'm cool with that. Nothing too good for us here. Having a 4-drops. I think we'll take the Guardians just in case we need more stuff to sideboard into, perhaps. Spark Jolt's a good sideboard card. I think it's the best card for us, unless I could make the Sentry work, which I don't think we can. Alright, we did table the Burnished Heart and the Unknown Shores. I think we're going to take the Burnished Heart, and we are going to try and make the Scholar of Athreos work. Believe it or not. I like this enough where I think it's worth splashing. Could be wrong. We'll see, though. I've got some cuts to make anyway, so we'll figure it out. Peak Eruption's a great sideboard card. Probably don't need to main deck Necrobite. Although, I guess I'd rather do Necrobite over the Boon, now that I think about it. We don't need the Spark Jolt main deck. We don't need... Alright, so we did get the Skull Cleaver and the Deathbellow Raider. I've already got so many 3-drops, but Deathbellow Raider's not great for us. It's okay, though. I guess we'll take it. I don't really like it all that much, but could be played. Last Breath, not happening. I think we're probably cutting the Cyclops of One-Eyed Pass. It just seems unnecessary. Maybe we're even cutting the Thunder Brute. We've already got enough going on late game. Perhaps we even cut the Fated Return. Seems kind of pointless. I guess it does bring back Grey Merchant or a Warcaller, which could be good, but I don't know. I'm not really feeling it. Just seems overpriced. Maybe if we had more removal, I would be more about it, but we really only have, what, the Sip of Hemlock, Asphyxiate Bolt, and that's it. Necrobite, sort of. Yeah, we'll have to figure this out. I do want to make the Scholar work. I know it might seem strange, but I think it's worth it. We're so light red that I'm really debating what exactly we need in red. It should really be like, what are the necessities of red that we want, you know? Because we've got a good black thing going on. We've got a decent Minotaur strategy going on. Certainly enough to make the double Lord work. We've got the Burnished Heart. And I'm actually one short right now, so I could play one more card. I mean, I guess we could play the Thunder Brute. Not really impressed with the double red, but maybe we already have enough we're doing there, so we could just take the Necrobite, perhaps. It's pretty good defensively. Not too shabby offensively either. Let's separate our creature from non-creatures. I guess I'd like another creature. Maybe we do play the Thunder Brute. He can be a legitimate finisher. We're a little bit clunky, but we've actually got some early stuff going on. We've got Farika's Cure, we've got some Raiders, and some removal at 3. Yeah, this deck looks like it could work. Burnished Heart could help us a lot too. So we really only need... Oh, I forgot to play the Scholar. That's what it was. Okay. I think I'd still rather do the Scholar over the Thunder Brute. Believe it or not, I'm telling you, this guy is a little stick-winning, a little life loss stick. You know what I mean? Like, if I have a little bit of a shield to sit behind any of these blockers, I think you can really go to town on them with Scholar of Athreos. Really rewards you for mana clump as well. It's definitely a little brew of a deck, though. And we're certainly more black than red. Well, we only need one white source. I agree with that. I think I still want to do 10-6, though, at least. I mean, we want to play the Raiders. Tell you the truth, I almost want to do 9-7. I mean, these both need red as well. This can help us get other color sources, but we do need double black fairly early, too. The nice thing is Deathbellow Raider's good off the top if you have a Kragma Warcaller out already. Just comes in as a 2-mana 4/3 haste regenerate. Seems pretty strong. How many... So we ended up getting 6 Minotaurs total, which, considering we weren't even, like, going for Minotaurs the entire time, isn't bad. But we didn't see any of the Fellhide Minotaurs, which would have helped us, I think. The only reason I'm playing Fated Return is I haven't played it yet, and I kind of want to give it a chance. but I guess I see the argument for 10-6 being legit. I think we need that black source really bad. Need to make sure that we can get it. Alright, so we're going to run it like this. This deck's something, alright. It's not very good, to be honest. It's pretty mediocre. But who knows? Maybe mediocrity wins this time. You never know. Alright, we actually have some decent sideboard stuff too. I like the Peak Eruption, I like the Scouring Sand, Spark Jolt, Guardians can block, Bronze Sable if we need more early stuff. So we actually have some decent sideboard options at our disposal. Okay, well, I guess I'll see you round one. We'll see how this does.